I really feel like there's not enough coffee in this world. Oh man, whoo! I am revved up, cracked out on coffee like you can't imagine. Oh, happy Saturday, everyone. Right now I'm experiencing some sleep deprivation. Is that a word? Probably not. Last night was my I honestly blame the weather in my area because it really has been going up and down like crazy. My dog has been sick. I've been a little sick, so if my dog is sick in the middle of the night, well, guess what? I'm gonna be up, and then if I'm sick in the middle of the night, I'm not getting good sleep. So hopefully everyone had good sleep last night. Tonight I'm gonna sleep very, very good, very good. So bear with me here because I am running on fumes right now. Coffee cheers again. Oh, yes. No video tomorrow, but a brand new video on Monday. All right, let's get right into it. If you can do me a big favor, smash the like button. Subscribe for future content because I'm a SoFi and AMD bull. I'm also doing a public profile challenge that I'm going to be talking about here momentarily. But just basically pretty much a recap of the market of what we've been tracking. For the a couple of dozen of you have been really actively rewatching all these videos, and I appreciate that so much. Not to mention, we have the algorithm has been very blessed on my small channel here and been pushing these videos out to other people. But like I said, stock market ain't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I really do love talking about stocks. I can talk about stocks all day long. Rambling on once again. Here we go. Okay, Bitcoin. We've been tracking Bitcoin because Bitcoin matters so much. Bitcoin is holding 90K. Yesterday, obviously, was a very rough day in the market. Overall, a lot of stuff came out from the Fed that people are really overreacting to. Big word, overreacting. The companies that you see that I have on my list over here, the companies that I own, the companies that I'm watching, the major indexes, they're all profitable, growing companies. Sure, I mean, is Meta and Hood and Palantir, Adobe gonna produce the same as potentially SoFi and AMD over the next couple years? Probably not, but there's still a lot of money to be made. Honest companies going through a transformation, so they're being hit right now, but still, money is there to be made. They're a profitable company. Bitcoin is pretty much a different indicator of how you look at the market. So I have, I love the MACD. I love the relative strength index. I love my moving averages here. And as you see, Bitcoin is still below the 50-day, which when you go ahead and break resistance, that resistance becomes support. But when you break below that support, now you're fighting that support beam turns into resistance. So we were essentially consolidating. We were riding pretty much all the way back in August, all the way back in September, and then we just fell off a cliff. A really bad day. Really, really bad day here. A lot of people have different opinions. I listened to Tom Lee. I don't agree with every single thing the guy says because he's like a ultra bull at sometimes. But he was talking about Bitcoin a couple days ago. And the thing he basically said is that there was a lot of accounts pretty much got wiped out and it caused a liquidity issue. And the market just really freaked the hell out. And it started really turning for the downward. At the same time, there was also a lot of fears among AI, among the government shutdown. And there was also fears as well of a rate cut. So that brought the entire market to its knees as well. Now, what the hell is happening right now? Well, one, it's really good that Bitcoin is above 90K or holding near 90K. If it goes below 90K, it doesn't have to be perfect. I am a technical trader. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be somewhat nearish in a way. That's very key. What happens tomorrow is obviously going to be even bigger. Otherwise, the major indexes taking a pullback, which, I mean, hey, if you look up about nearly a month ago, it's pretty damn healthy. I mean, in what you go back one month ago, we're down by nearly 5% on SPY on a major index. Same thing probably with Q. The IWM, this is underplayed. And if the if the Russell 2000 runs, companies like, I honestly don't know if Honest is in the Russell, but here's the thing. If all the small caps run, it affects all small caps. And right now, Honest is a risk play for me. So, I mean, hey, I could see some great upside here as well. Okay, so that's basically some updates right now about how the market finished. What do I see the market doing on Monday? It's honestly really a coin toss. I mean, we got fears right now all about January. And this is why I love the stock market. We get over one thing and then we turn to another thing. It never gets fucking boring. It never does. Oh, smash that like button if you agree. You can never have a boring day in the stock market. If somebody says the stock market is boring, they obviously only do like major indexes. I actually know someone like that. And believe it or not, they actually watch my videos. Yeah, you know who you are. I love you, brother. A good friend of mine, he literally will just buy the SPY, the Q, and the Russell, which really isn't bad. That's his form of really being invested in the market. My friend's opinion is buying pretty much Walmart, some big dividend bank stocks. So my friend is very different. My friend looks at my public profile challenge that I'm doing here and says that I'm literally suicidal with money. Really? I honestly don't believe that. If you're new here, like I said, welcome. In the last couple weeks, I have pretty much bought about $30,000 worth of stock. I was very underinvested a couple weeks ago. Now, to be honest, I still have capital that I can definitely throw at it. But my Bung profile, yes, Bung profile challenge is pretty simple. Beginning in January, the challenge is officially going to start, and it's going to take either 30 grand to 100K in the course of 12 to 18 months. Probably going to be more so closer to 18 months, but if this government shutdown does happen in January, and we do go down to Chinatown, I'm going to end up pushing more money. I might actually increase this account to maybe 40 or 50 grand, because I ended up depositing 25K on this account. So if the market completely sells off like crazy in January, I'll go ahead and up the total value of this account when it comes to capital, but I'm going to lower the challenge to 12 months, because obviously going from 40 to 50 grand to 100K is a lot easier to do than rather, taking this current amount and really progressing. So I want to really talk a little bit about some projections of mine of what I'm really thinking. It's my friend is very much in a different mindset, because he views this as all risk on. I only view one play as fully risk on, and that's Honest, because they're going through a transformation. Adobe just had their earnings, phenomenal, record AI sales. Talked about Meta multiple times, AMD, Robinhood, Palantir, SoFi, big SoFi bull. So I ended up putting together something very quickly, and I honestly probably should have had Google Gemini do this, so it would actually really look somewhat sexier, but it's just really not. It's primarily Excel. Yeah, I'm a little old school. I just made some Excel. So I'm honestly thinking about deploying the last amount of this money into PayPal. Why? They have a new CEO coming in. The company is growing. I have used PayPal my entire adult life. I'm 37 now. I've been using PayPal since I was 12. I was using my mom's account when I was a teenager, but I mean, hey, I had a job throughout high school building computers. I also would do some landscaping as well. So, I mean, I'd take my allowance money and, I'd say, hey, Mom, I got to buy some stuff on eBay. Can I use your PayPal account? Oh, yeah, sure. PayPal is growing, but it is a hated company. Let's go back in time. 2022, Robinhood, SoFi, Palantir, hated company. Even Meta was hated back in 2022. To be honest, back in 2022, I was a pussy. I was really scared because I really thought that it was going to be the doomsday device for Meta. I honestly really underestimated Mark Zuckerberg. Never again. Never, never again. All right, so my projection for the end of 2026 here, hypothetically, if this stock market does not crash in January and we just go off to the races at the end of 2026, 12 months, still have 6 months left to complete the challenge. My projections are very, I want to say very modest for a lot of these. And how I got to these price projections is based on two things. One, it's based on guidance, future guidance of what is going to happen in the next quarter. So Adobe's future guidance was a triple beat. They beat on EPS, they beat on guidance, they beat on revenue. Can they very well double over the next year? It's a possibility. But I'm very much right now on a conservative basis. Honest Company, I really do see a lot of upside and recovery. Just because it was such a drastic sell-off. The company is profitable. The CEO stated that, and they do have a pretty solid sheet, and it's a very strong female, extremely strong female CEO. Listening to her conference call is kind of like listening to Lisa Su. She doesn't pump her own stock. I'm drawing a blank who the CEO of Honest Company is. Carla something. Oh boy. But anyways, I really see upside in a recovery for Honest. Okay, I've made some money on that. Meta, I see this one going higher. Midterms are going to be next year. People underestimate Meta. Meta with midterms. Where is all that money being pumped into? The money being pumped into is going to be, it's fucking Facebook. Facebook. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money for Meta. Meta's going to recover. Have a very solid recovery. Mark Zuckerberg has already stated that he's going to slow down on the spending. The reason why they fell off a cliff is because they came out with spending more money than they're generating. But yet they had a record quarter for the amount of money they generated. So next quarter, if they decrease the amount of money they're spending and they beat again on revenue, this stock is soaring. What's the next one? AMD. I can see the double up happening. They may even pull a 2xer. They may even be $600 by the end of next year. If OpenAI comes through, Nvidia is going to give OpenAI a lot of money. And OpenAI has already shook the hands and said, hey, we're going to buy AMD chips. Second half of next year, AMD is going to be Wall Street's hot biatch. And Wall Street is going to be looking at AMD like they did to Nvidia in 22. I stayed away from Nvidia in 22. I started getting into Nvidia the ass end of 23. Still made money, but I mean, I underestimated Nvidia. AMD does not have to overtake Nvidia. This is where people are losing their shit. Nvidia, all AMD has to do is go from a $350 billion company to a $1.5 trillion company. I mean, all they have to do is go to a $1 trillion company. That's like almost a 3x. That's so easy to do as a chip conductor, as a chip company. Give me a break, especially in this market, like easily. So Robinhood, I don't really know how long I want to actually play this one. I do have other growth stocks on my radar that are looking to be profitable and make the switch. There is something called making a switch happen in a growth company. So when a growth company goes from being non-profitable to now being profitable, you can start projecting out and seeing it happen. You can invest in a company and say this company will be profitable someday. You can get into a company and be like, this company just became profitable. It's still a risk. It's still a gamble because the company could turn back to being negative. There are some companies I'm watching under my radar that are very similar to SoFi, Palantir, Robinhood in 2022, where the switch did not happen just yet. So Robinhood is experiencing a lot of fears. We are in right now a very over-margined stock market. A lot of margin debt is out there. So it may impact Robinhood. I got to really see what is going to end up happening for earnings. Listening to the conference call is going to be key for me. If I hear that, hey, by the mid-26, something big is going to happen and this company could explode like crazy, I might very well stay invested. If I lose what I'm up right now on Robinhood, I may actually buy more. So right now, Robinhood, it's pretty funny. Earlier in the week, I was up nearly 20%. Now I'm only up by 8.65%. If Robinhood gets in the negative, but I mean, hey, they come out and they're like, hey, next year is going to be phenomenal, I may just buy more shares. Dollar cost average down. Palantir's a tough one. I believe in the management team, but right now Palantir, they just put out record 68% quarter growth. That's like unheard of. So if they come in now with like 50%, it's still higher than the previous quarter, which I believe was 38% or 40%. Not entirely sure. But if they come in with like 50%, investors may look and be like, okay, we like this, but maybe we should take some or anything is possible. I don't know. I have been in and out of Palantir now, and I really don't know. But I got room on Palantir because Palantir, in my opinion, they're going to recover before their earnings. So therefore, we could see Palantir back at all-time highs near 210-ish. Maybe they break all-time highs. So I got a lot of wiggle room. But my whole plan for Palantir and Robinhood is that if I see something like, or if I sense something like weakness going into later of next year, I'm going to have to start nibbling out and put my money elsewhere because it's not going to help with the challenge. Now, what will help the challenge is, of course, SoFi. This is on a conservative basis. There are some crazy bulls that are saying SoFi is going to be like $100 like by the end of next year. That would actually make me a little, because that would give me a Palantir type of a feeling where the stock just runs up so high. Now the market expects the top of 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 the top. And if we don't get the top of the top of the top of the top, then the stock is just going to go down like crazy. So do I see the stock doubling? Absolutely. Why? We're moving into an aggressive rate cut environment. Can we go into a major recession and SoFi be hit? Yeah, anything's possible. Can SoFi maybe be in the 60s, the 70s? Anything is possible. But right now, here, by just some basic projections and guidance from CEOs of what is to come by next quarter, and I'm essentially just stretching it out, you basically see a double up on my profile, which is crazy. This is nothing crazy. I mean, this is nothing stupid. This is not gambling. This is just literally taking money and just being very smart and beating the S&P 500. There are so many greedy SOBs in the stock market, it's not even funny. Next year, at the end of 2026, if I close with 60K, so I go ahead and double my profile, I am going to be such a happy camper like you can't even imagine. I will be saying plenty of prayers, thanking Christ, God, like you can't imagine. There are so many greedy people that they want like a 10x return on their profile ASAP. Can you get a 10x return on a single stock? Yeah. But I mean, my projections right here, I got AMD as a double up. I got SoFi as a double up. That's unrealistic. I mean, oh, no. Okay. That's realistic, but it's unrealistic to think that that is not a good thing. Because the S&P 500, like people that invest in the SPY every year, you only see, on average, maybe anywhere between 7 to 11% returns. However, the way the SPY and the Q has been producing returns nowadays, it's a lot. But still, is the SPY going to double in 1 year? I mean, that would be insane. But then again, we're in insane times. You got to just beat the SPY. You got to beat the major indexes. So the last thing I'll really say is that I'm really on the fence with PayPal here. But if I do get out of Robinhood and I do get out of Palantir, I might honestly cut my position size in half of Robinhood and Palantir, and I may take those two half positions and start a new position in a growth company. That's hypothetically if I see weakness in Palantir or Robinhood. But otherwise, otherwise it's pretty solid here. Just for some, shits and giggles here. Let's say for whatever reason that we see a massive run in like legitimate AI. And let's say Adobe goes back to where they fell off from, a 650. Honest, let's leave as that. Meta, let's leave. Let's say AMD pulls, honestly, like a 2x. Then let's say Robinhood, Palantir, let's leave there. But let's say, hypothetically, SoFi, we do go ultra bull into the 70s. That is how quick this account can change. And this is where people, don't think about this, long term. So many people think about such short-term trading, and yes, I've done a lot of day trading. And to be honest, I might do some day trading on this account with a very small amount, maybe like a couple $100 to produce some revenue on this account. When the account challenge fully starts in January, I'll lay out some guidelines for myself, but I think one of the ways that I might generate some revenue is definitely maybe buy some leap options, or maybe get into some covered calls. I'm not really the best with options. Buying leaps I've done repeatedly, but definitely with a covered call option, generating income, not really the best in that terminology. I tend to really stick what I'm good at. What I'm really good at primarily is understanding and predicting moving averages. And also, honestly, I really hate saying this, but I've been watching the penny stock market, and the penny stock market, it's probably going to be booming pretty soon. So I may take some day trades here and there. What am I going to do with some profits? I'm just going to buy some more shares of great companies. Palantir, SoFi, maybe even pick up some more. Did I say Palantir? I meant to say AMD. But it's regardless. I mean, hey, if the market falls off a cliff in January, anything is possible. Okay, I've rambled on here long enough. Stick to your trading strategy as always. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some dude that loves talking about this stuff. Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend. Do me a favor, like this video, comment below if you're enjoying these episodes, and I'll catch you guys on Monday. Let's hope for a Santa Claus rally. That would be pretty cool. All right, later everyone.